Living a life in Hollywood would be a dream for some people. It's hard to see celebrities give that up by making bad decisions. But we need to remember that we're all human and people make mistakes. Some of these mistakes were too bad to come back from though, and today on Beyond the Screen we are talking about celebrities who destroyed their careers in Hollywood. I'm your host for this one, Joss Bedard. Thanks for checking us out or coming back. Leave a like on this video before we get into it, it really helps us out, and subscribe to keep hanging out. Taking spot number 10 on our countdown list is Gilbert Gottfried. If you've ever wondered if a tweet would be enough to end your entire Hollywood career, the answer is yes. Back in 2011, the comedian decided to send out some tweets that only he thought was funny. It was following the tragic tsunami that happened in Japan and took the lives of over 15,000 people. In the midst of it, he tweeted out a handful of insensitive jokes about it. Some of them are just a bit too risky to say here on YouTube, but one of them said, I will quote it, "I just split up with my girlfriend, but like the Japanese say, there'll be another one floating by any minute now." At the time, he was the voice of Affleck Duck and they fired him immediately, which is not shocking. He issued an apology immediately after, seeing the damage he had done, but he was instantly blacklisted from Hollywood. He now does Cameo, if you're wondering what he's up to these days, and he even has a podcast that many people didn't even know about. Moving on to number 9, we have Dani Mathers. She is known for starring on TV series like The Bold and the Beautiful and Badass, but she's mainly known for her work as a Playboy model. Unfortunately, both sides to her career came to an end after she did something very petty and disrespectful online, and then got a taste of instant karma. Back in 2016, she posted an image on her social media of a naked 70-year-old woman at the gym and captioned it, "If I can't unsee this, then you can't either." She immediately got backlash from her post because it was extremely rude and also very invasive, since the woman did not give her consent to take her nude photo and then post it. Her post resulted in her facing criminal charges, and she also got fired from her radio show and banned from all the LA fitness gyms across the US. In 2017, she faced the court and pleaded no contest to a charge of invasion of privacy. She was also charged $1,000 and was ordered to spend a month doing community service of removing graffiti around Los Angeles. Moving on to number 8 is Lance Armstrong. While he will always be known for his success as the greatest cyclist of all time, he will also be known as an athlete who lost everything due to a doping scandal. For many years, he was supported and admired for being an incredible athlete and also a cancer survivor who inspired others. Which is why it was so shocking to fans when the US Anti-Doping Agency announced that he was running the biggest doping program the sport has ever seen. Their statement read, "He ran the most sophisticated, professionalized, and successful doping program the sport has ever seen." He later ended up admitting during an interview with Oprah that he had been taking the substance, which of course is a huge no-no in sports. He was stripped from his cycling titles and dropped by all of his sponsors, including Nike Inc. and Livestrong. On top of that, he was banned from professional cycling races altogether. He ended up reaching a $5 million settlement with the government, but his career has just never been the same since. In 2020, a documentary called Lance came out on Netflix, and it does a deep dive on his career and the whole scandal. So, if you want to know the deets, go watch. In spot number 7, we have Chrissy Teigen. In recent months, she has been in the biggest scandal of her career after being accused of online bullying. It all started when Courtney Stodden accused her of bullying for years on Twitter, and then even shared screenshots of private messages and tweets of Chrissy saying very rude and inappropriate things. Some of the tweets are so bad, she was actually wishing death upon her and told her to take her own life. The tweets are from the past, but people were shocked to see them and couldn't believe that she would ever behave like that. Chrissy had to step down from her role in Never Have I Ever Season 2, where she was supposed to be the voiceover role. It was later announced that she was actually replaced with Gigi Hadid. After seeing the backlash, she publicly apologized to her fans and also Courtney, taking full responsibility for what she did. But it seems like that hasn't been enough, and even she admitted to paparazzi very recently that she could be cancelled forever. She doesn't know yet. Making her way into number 6, we have Paula Deen. For many years, she was the face of the Food Network, but then a lawsuit took the title away from her and her career collapsed in front of her. The chaos all started when another celebrity chef, Lisa Jackson, accused her of racial discrimination, claiming that she used the N-word when talking about African Americans. Lisa was actually her former general manager, so it was crazy to see someone who was once very close to her turn against her and then reveal the truth. When Paula was asked if she has ever used the N-word, her response was this, I quote, "Yes, of course, it's just what they are. They're jokes. Most jokes are about Jewish people, rednecks, black folks. I can't determine what offends another person." This was not the answer people were hoping for. I think most people expected an apology maybe, or for her to admit how disrespectful and wrong it was. But no, apparently it's jokes. Fox News then obtained quotes that she has said over her career where she made a variety of comments that a lot of people would find offensive. Immediately, networks canceled her TV programs worldwide and she has had to go to court to defend her case. We have made it halfway through this list, and at number 5 we have Jussie Smollett. His scandal took the world by storm in 2019 and is still ongoing to this day. On January 29, 2019, news articles surfaced saying that he was in the hospital after being attacked by 2 men who allegedly put a rope around his neck, beat him, and then poured chemicals on him. The reports claimed that the attackers were yelling racial and homophobic slurs, so it was being treated as a hate crime. The media and his fans came together online to support him through what seemed to be this horrific incident. The 2 suspects were arrested, but in court, they revealed that it was actually all set up by Jussie and showed a check that he paid them to stage the entire thing. On February 21st, he was arrested on suspicion of filing a false police report and was charged with 6 counts of lying to police, all of which he pleaded not guilty to. But prosecutors ended up dropping the charges, which the Chicago police were not happy with, and they argued that the actor got off scot-free. In more recent times, an investigator has been hired since then to further investigate and prosecute him, so the scandal is still not over. Rolling into spot number 4 is Tila Tequila. I have not heard of her in a long time. At one point in time though, you could find her everywhere, starring on her own reality show A Shot at Love with Tila Tequila, which ran for 2 successful seasons. I watched some of it. She got tons of attention on social media, but it started getting very negative when she started posting some very offensive things. One of them pushed her career over the edge in 2013 when she started praising Adolf and posted a rant titled, "Why I Sympathize with." If you think that's bad, it got even worse in 2016 when she and her friends posed for a photo saluting like a. Her Twitter account was suspended shortly after, and she was removed from the reality show Celebrity Big Brother. She was pretty much blacklisted in Hollywood at that point, and no one wanted to work with her for the sake of their careers. She is now a married mother of 2 and has a YouTube channel which is also filled with very controversial and strange videos. Taking over our 3rd spot is Armie Hammer. 2020 was a rough year for the actor's career after some disturbing claims came out from his former girlfriends. The claims said that he was a cannibal and that he would take his disturbing BDSM fantasies too far in their intimate relationship. His one ex, Paige Lorenz, claimed he would tie her up, use a paddle, and leave her with bruises, bite her to a point of breaking the skin, and even carved his initials into her body during a kinky game. She described the situation as 50 Shades of Grey, but without the love. Since the claims came out, his career has taken a huge hit. He was dropped from Billion Dollar Spy, and his reputation has just been severely damaged. An investigation by the LAPD was filed against him after allegations said he had sexually assaulted some women in his past. In June of 2021, just last month, he checked himself into a treatment program, and sources say it is because he could not handle everything that has been going on. Sources say he checked into an inpatient facility for substance, alcohol, and sex issues. In our number 2 spot is Rosanne Barr. Another time that tweets ruin someone's career. I think we can all learn something from this. Maybe think before you tweet. The actress and comedian was once on top of the world with her own ABC show called Roseanne, But that all ended in May 2018. She sent out some racist tweets referring to Valerie Jarrett, who was the senior advisor to the former president Barack Obama. In her tweet, she compared Valerie to a cross between the Muslim Brotherhood and the movie Planet of the Apes. People were immediately furious and disgusted with her words, and no one thought it was funny, even though she was claiming that it was a joke. After seeing the backlash she was getting, she deleted the tweet and apologized, but ABC had already canceled her show, which was actually supposed to air that day. In interviews after that, when talking about the controversy, she still laughs it off and continues to say that it was a joke. We are at number 1 and we have Chris Brown. The singer forever changed his reputation and career back in 2009 when he faced felony charges. It's honestly hard to forget the horrible altercation that happened between he and his then girlfriend Rihanna when he was charged with felony assault. Photos surfaced at the time showing Rihanna's face all battered and bruised. He ended up pleading guilty to the charges and was sentenced to serve 5 years probation and 1,400 hours of community service. After the incident, he was very open and honest in interviews and actually admitted to punching her in the face, calling himself a monster. His career has never been the same since, but Rihanna ended up forgiving him. She originally had a restraining order against him, of course, but she later dropped that and said that the two of them are still very close friends. Alright guys, that is our list for today. Before we get out of here, I'm going to do some comment shoutouts. Levy DeForest says, "Nice job, it's so great to see you killing it on the tube, that is you." I actually love this. I've never read this before and I love that. Killing it on the tube, that is you. YouTube. I get it. It's funny. Jabbar Muhammad says, "Well, I guess that's a part of being human, making mistakes and correcting them." Absolutely. However, some I don't think are forgivable. Like maybe forgive them in your personal life, but like should Hollywood really forgive some of these? Should they still have a career and fame and money? Probably not. Karen Jordan says, "Really liked this." Well, that's nice to know. If you guys really liked it, make sure you leave a like before getting out of here. I was your host, Swiss One Joss Bedard. I will see you next time.